My name is Ali Shenbash, and my advisor is Jenny Wu. The title of my thesis is The Deep Object. The building I propose is a contemporary library located in Madrid, Spain. The thesis aims to explore the idea of the deep object through a cryptical formal language with a futuristic sensibility. The thesis aims to define a new typology of architectural object, the deep object. The ideal conception of the project challenges the conventional Western notions of space and depth and draws its origin from the Middle Eastern miniature paintings. I aim to transcend the conventions of volumetric depth and present space as a manifold complex entity. This thesis praises mystery, obscurity, and alienness. The analysis of miniature of Mir Said Ali and synthesis of new deep objects. The project's spatial reference and origin is from the palace complex miniature of Mir Said Ali. The flattening of interior views, elevations, planar and sectional views, and isometric views into the same picture plane in seamless composition differentiates the painting as a deep object. The type of depth explored in the miniatures is differing from the perspectival optical depth present in the Western culture. The layering of multiple methods of spatial description achieves a deeper sense of space and object, a space which is not necessarily volumetric, but a space which is layered, ambiguous, and multidimensional. I begin to explore this concept by attempting to synthesize new deep objects by using the vocabulary arising from the analysis of the miniature. The analysis includes formal elements such as interlocking spaces, black liners, scales, rotations and obliques, and black objects. Placement in the site and relationship with the context. The project is placed within the site using multiple strategies to articulate alienness, strangeness, and mystery. These strategies include introduction of new datums and breaking away from the existing reference lines, rotations of massing, and disinterest of the design towards the existing ground plane. Precedents and the nested objects. Architectural precedents include Vasconcelos Library, Exeter Library, Beinecke Library, and Carpenter Center as a precedent for the deep object. I would like to argue for a subtypology within the library typology, which is the nested object library. The most evident feature of this typology is the nesting of an object into the building and suggesting a layering of interior, aka the concept of building within building. My thesis challenges and innovates this idea and proposes a new type of nested space, the nested tesseract. Tesseract, the four-dimensional analog of a cube. The consistent use of nested objects in the library typology is referenced and evolved in the thesis. The concept of nested object is partially deep because of the suggestion of layered interiors and concepts of encasing multiplicity, aka building inside a building. I propose a new typology of nested objects called nested tesseracts. This idea of tesseract does not simply conform with the exterior and begins to engage with it. It activates both plan and section equally and proposes a richness in the directionality, volumetric, figural, and graphic diversity and representational methodology. It is not just a simple element of interiority, but engages into all parts of the building, ranging from tectonics and articulation to exteriority and circulatory functions. Departing from the previous concepts on the nature of deep objects, the qualities of deep object mainly are: the deep object should demonstrate formal rhythms of concavity and convexity. The deep object does not have a determined orientation. The deep object is both dynamic and static. The deep object does not have a clear volume. The deep object demonstrates ambiguity. The deep object does not have a clear relationship of interior and exterior. The deep object is hyperactive and hypergraphical. The deep object simultaneously exists on a plane of drawingness and graphicness. It does not follow the logics of conventional physics. It is non-temporal. It doesn't have a clear aperture strategy. And the deep object is not clearly grounded. Arcane elevations. The elevations of the building suggest a manifold and convoluted massing rather than a static, monolithic one. The play of shadows and light on the surface produces vanishing points, lines, and figures on the facade, articulating another level of depth to it. The relieving and layering of facade also augments this level of depth and results in a deep tapestry of seams, figures, grids, lines, and apertures originating from the dialogue of design elements of the building. The elevations demonstrate dynamic and difficult postures and inconceivable orientations, which seemingly defies the rules of physics. The dimensions of the building gets obscured through a moting of ground. The design changes nature from day to night, in every mode revealing a different aspect of depth. Sections, chunks, and revealing of interior relationships. The sectional views of the project demonstrates the irregularities and extreme three-dimensionality of the project with the use of 2D graphics to enhance the argument even further. The sections reveal the interior qualities, ground strategies, partitioning strategies, and the exchange between interior and exterior. The project demonstrated a difficulty in flat representation, which also strengthens the argument of the building achieving a deeper sense of spatiality.